Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review John Wick Chapter 2. Check it out. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about John Wick Chapter 2, and you know what? This is actually a pretty enjoyable movie. Not the greatest thing you've ever seen, but pretty good. And if you are a fan of the first one, this has everything that has and more. Step above. Check it out. Movie starts out tying up loose ends from the first John Wick, and it does it with style, panache, and humor. And you know what? Funny enough, this movie has a lot of dark humor in it. Like, there's just stuff that's funny that shouldn't be funny, but it is funny. Darkly, I can say. Yes, that's what dark humor is. Anyway, Keanu Reeves is handling the top spot once again, and the thing about watching an action movie with Keanu Reeves is, even though he has more of a stoic acting presence, it's almost become a staple at this point. And the guy is so intense about everything that he does. All the action scenes, all that stuff you watch and you're just like, this dude either went home with bruises or he went home hurting or put on some ice packs or some icy hot or something like that. And it's just like, you kind of appreciate that. Now, with all that being said, the action scenes are actually kind of breathtaking because you can see that there's a lot of time being put into the choreographing of all of the stuff that's going on. Like, there are some actual real hard hits. There's like grit and all that kind of stuff in there. So it's enjoyable to watch. You'll see. Now, there are some favorites in there. You've got people like John Leguizamo who make their appearances, and you've got Common in there who's making some appearances, and they all come together. Actually, some of those scenes with like Keanu and Common, like those fight scenes are kind of like really crazy. And at some point, there's just so much gunplay and so much. It's like a ballet, like a ballet of guns, or the gun ballet, or maybe Guns on Broadway or something like that. It's just so brilliantly put together that you can't help but just enjoy it. And even some of the stuff you can't even help but to chuckle at, just because it's just done that well. Like Dances with Guns. Like, forget Dances with Wolves, it's more like Dances with Guns. You know, that's anyway. Okay, moving on. Now, some might say, is this the kind of movie that I want to see? And that really is up to you. If you're the kind of person that likes, you know, crazy over-the-top action, you know, lots of gunplay, lots of blood, lots of bodies everywhere. Speaking of bodies, there's like, you literally lose count of how many people died in this film. There's just like that many deaths. Like, it's just war all over the place, like a big old like war game everywhere. Anyway, so if you like that kind of thing, if you're into that kind of cult film, and can really appreciate the art behind it, then this is definitely for you. There is a lot to like about that. Now, some might say that this is the kind of movie that you walk in and just turn your brain off and just watch it. I mean, there are plot holes everywhere and stuff like that, and that's fine, whatever. It's not a big serious point, you know what I'm saying? There actually is more story than you would think in this movie. So John Wick 2 is more of the Empire Strikes Back of the John Wick series, even though they don't have a third one yet, but you know that they will because they kind of left it open for that. So you can just kind of get an idea of the magnitude of what this film is. And from what I saw, it was enjoyable, it was visceral, it was well choreographed, and it was enjoyable in the end. You know, like at the end, there was stuff that you remember. There's things that you know. There's things that you want to tell other people about. So that's a big major plus. I think probably one of the big pluses here is that you go into a lot of movies that have these fight scenes or these close-up fight scenes, and there's a lot of shaky cam, like a lot of shaky cam. And the camera work here is really great. The angles are great. The fight scenes are great. The fight angles are great. And you don't feel like you're gonna throw up after watching a fight scene because the camera decided to just shake so much. So that is, yeah, definitely another plus right there. Really well shot. In terms of things that I would complain about the movie, you know, I actually did have a lot of fun in it. And the more I think about it, the less I had to say in a negative fashion. But I will say this, it was very loud. Very loud. So if you're the type of person that is really sensitive to very loud sounds and things like that, you may want to either see it in a smaller theater or something that doesn't kind of blast so much. But there was a lot, especially like in the beginning of the film. Other than that, little plot holes here and there, like just the kind of standard stuff that you would come to expect from an action movie like this. Like, oh, dude got hit by a car, but he's still walking. How does he do that? You know, like if you're one of those people that are really analytical about how things really should be, then this movie may not be for you because, you know, but John Wick is basically like a Superman throughout the entire film. So, yeah. Verdict time, guys. You know what? I'm going with a 4 out of 5 on this one. It's not a perfect movie, but it's by far not a bad movie, and I actually did enjoy it, and I did like the first John Wick, and I do like the second one, and you know what? I want to see what happens in the third one, and so therefore, 4 out of 5 for me. Really enjoyed that. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just watched a review for John Wick Chapter 2, and so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.